How's it going, everyone? My name is Lionel, and welcome to Cryptid Coffeehouse. Have you ever wanted to date the Mothman? Because I do. I dated a moth boy once. His name is Cryptid. He is absolutely lovely. His YouTube channel is down in the description, by the way. Let him know that I sent you, by the way. He is so cozy, and I love him so much. But anyway, this game where you get to date Mothman. So hey, let's get right into it. All right, let's chillax. It's finally fall. Summer lasted a little too long this year, and the lingering heat was starting to get stifling. The temperatures have cooled down, and the leaves have begun to change, and pumpkin spice lattes are back in season. Thank the gods, because your favorite coffee shop, Webb's Coffee and Fine Teas, has the best pumpkin spice lattes in town. Yeah, you know, pumpkin spice lattes are the most basic things to be ordering at this time of the year, but who can blame you? You've been waiting all summer for this. Just one pumpkin spice could be what stands between you and the coziest autumn of your life, or something like that. Webb is nestled between a record store and a bread bakery, and it's the perfect spot for you to get some work in. You have some photos to edit from your most recent job. Maybe the quiet of the cafe will help you concentrate since your attention tends to wander. You walk into the cafe and your senses are immediately filled up with the smell of espresso and the sound of milk being frothed at the steaming wand. Oh my god. There's a small group of people chatting in the corner, seated comfortably in some lounge chairs. It's all so familiar. You honestly hear a bit too much. The line for the register is short. It's your turn before you know it. Hey, good to see you again, Lionel. Good to see you too. New hair? Yeah, I did it last night. Want to try something new, you know? It looks good. You picked a good color. Lavender looks great on you. Ha, thanks. Yeah, I think you look totally sick with some new colors too. You think so? I never really thought about changing it up. You should go for it. What color would you do if you did? Ooh, let's see. Something bright and fun, something natural, something subtle, but still cool color. Something bright and fun, I guess. I've always wanted to do my hair like forest green again, like a dark forest green. Like, that was such a good color on me. I think that will look great on you. You should definitely give it a shot. I would love to see it. Maybe I will. I'll have to work up the courage first. Well, I can't wait to see it if you do. What you getting today? Ooh, pumpkin spice latte for sure. Ah, yes, the pumpkin spice latte. Very season appropriate. What can I say? I have to at least have one before I can really say that it's fall. Fair enough. They'll be down the end of the counter for you in a bit. Thanks, Lionel. You spend a moment looking around the cafe for an open table while Brilka shifts from the register to the espresso machine. I know I'm fumbling my words, but don't worry about it. Your gaze wanders to a little nook you often settle down in when it's not preoccupied, which it isn't right now. Win for you! Lionel, I have your latte up here. Ah, thanks, Brilky. No problem. Can I just call her like Brewski? I mean, heck, it seems appropriate. You're careful to make sure the mug is balanced on its saucer before you begin to make your way towards your table on the other side of the cafe. The cinnamon-dusted whipped cream sitting atop the latte bobs as you move across the room. It's a bit quieter over here in your corner. It's perfect, as it always is. You pull out your laptop. It's time to get to work. Wait, your latte! You absolutely have to have some before starting anything. It's critical to get in the mood first. You gingerly pick up the mug and lift it to your lips. It's aromatic and sweet, and the first sip you take is so warm and full of flavor that you almost pass out on the spot. Brilky makes some of the best lattes, and this one is no exception. You boot up your computer, fueled, and ready to begin working. Oh my god. A couple hours have gone by and you've made significant progress on your project. You finish with the photos yet to touch up, and they look great. You send them to your client first thing tomorrow once you finish up a couple of other things. Your latte is down to the dregs now, and you're half tempted to get another. But you might start shaky if you drink any more caffeine today. Might as well start wrapping it up here. You start packing up your things. Your coffee mug is supposed to go in one of the dish bins by the trash cans near the door to the back patio. So you shoulder your backpack and make your way over there. You set your cup down in the dish bin gently as to not disturb the other dishes stacked in the bin. Then turn to leave as someone comes in from the back patio and you collide with them. Oh my god, they're cutie. Oh, snapping at the tips of their shoes. For a moment, it's just a twist of limbs and the both of you try to not to fall over. And then it's that you feel the icky so-called iced coffee all over the front of your shirt. The other person swears under their breath. I will apologize. I'm sorry. The other person's fingers have iced coffee dripping from them, and they look at you with a mix of emotion on their face. The plastic cup that had formerly housed their iced coffee is bent up in one hand. Yeah, no, it's my fault. They look like they're at a loss here. Your shirt is only getting more soaked by the second, and honestly, it feels really gross. Melted ice is starting to pool at your feet. There's another beat of silence. Sorry. It's okay. You're sort of lying. This was a really nice shirt. You're gonna look pretty stupid walking home like this. There's some napkins over by the... They move away before they finish their sentence. Cassia look at you over their shoulder as they go. You're left standing by the back door with droplets of iced coffee slipping down your sternum, down your shirt. At least it kind of smells good. A little bit like cinnamon. The stranger is coming back with a bunch of napkins in one hand. Their brow is pinched tight when they come to stand in front of you. They seem to be conflicted between handing you the napkins and dabbing at you themselves because their hand is wavering awkwardly between the two of you. You just decide to take some napkins from them and fruitlessly attempt to sop up what your shirt hasn't asked already. Sorry. I already said, it's okay, trust me. But your shirt. Nothing a run the washing machine won't fix. You're trying to convince yourself as much as you're trying to convince them. They don't appear to be particularly convinced. There's an awkward moment of silence as you uselessly try to clean yourself up. They're just staring at you, but when you look up at them, they look away, embarrassed. I'm gonna get another coffee. You do that. Once again, you're left alone by the back door, but this time the stranger is over by the register, talking to Bulky with the most resigned posture you've ever seen. It would be a bit funny if it weren't for the way the ice and coffee on the floor is starting to seep into your shoes. Oh well, it is what it is. You spend your entire walk home chilled to the bone. Your wet shirt doesn't seem to dry at all in the 15 minutes it takes to get to your doorstep. It feels like the cool autumn breeze froze your shirt instead of drying it. You're not even sure what you're gonna do if the iced coffee stains the fabric. You'll deal with it once you're in do the laundry. For now, you're just focused with getting into your apartment, changing clothes, and taking a nap. Ah, yes, getting all naked. Ah, yeah, the dawn of a new week is starting to start crunching on some more of your work. You can't keep your clients waiting forever, even if you really do want to stay snoozing in your bed for the rest of the week. With not much ceremony, you drag yourself out of bed and begin to get ready for work to go to Webs, which seems to be the only place you can get work done these days. If you try to do anything at home, you know that you're just going to end up turning on the television and watching that really poopy reality TV show you've been addicted to lately. Oh my god, he's like me for real. It only takes 45 minutes to get showered and dressed for the day. You collect your things from your desk, put on your backpack, then leave your apartment and begin to make your way to the coffee shop. It's another nice fall day. Not too hot, not too cold. The changing leaves are already starting to pile on the sidewalks and your feet crunch on them as you walk. You can see the morning rush crowd inside Webs from outside the cafe. You typically don't come in here this early in the day because it gets pretty busy anywhere from 8 in the morning and about 11, but you need to get at least something done today. You can stand to be around the crowds for a little bit, just so long as you leave with something finished. The coffee shop is filled with chatter when you walk inside. There's a decent lineup by the register and most of the tables are filled either by people working or waiting. The corner you always like to stay in is preoccupied, but there's an open lounge chair by a low table. It might be wise to get your drink first because this line really isn't getting any shorter. If you wait too long, the seat might be taken by someone who is notably not you. What do you want to do first? I will wait in line. You'll deal with finding a spot after you get your sweet caffeine. You're gonna need a pickup before you start working anyway. You've grown to learn that it's nearly impossible to do anything if you haven't had caffeine yet. You stand at the end of the line, which is at least 15 people deep, and get to waiting. After a minute or two, you move up a couple paces in the line, but you're on your phone, distracted by something highly amusing on your timeline. You step just a little too far forward, and you step right on the backs of the shoes of the person in front of you. I will say sorry. You step back quickly enough so that you don't bump into the back of the person in front of you. The big, fuzzy black wings resting against their back twitch at your sudden movement. A fine dust drifts into the air. Sorry. The person looks over their shoulder at you. Red framed glasses slipping down their nose. Huh. They are... Hello! Oh my god! You're okay. There's a beat of silence. The stranger looks over their shoulder at you once again, doing a double take, then turns their body to face you fully. Oh, it's you. Yeah, it is. We keep bumping into each other, don't we? You try to laugh as naturally as you can. Yeah, I guess we do. The light moves up and you two move up with it. There's another agonizing moment of silence. The stranger's cheeks color a deep scarlet as they seem to remember the outcome of your first encounter. Sorry again about your shirt. I hope it didn't stain. You shake your head. Nah, got to it quick enough, so it didn't. The stranger lets out a sigh of relief. It's kind of funny. What a weird person. Let me buy you something to make up for it, since it's my fault and all. You stare at them for a second, then start shaking your head again. Nah, there's no need to do that. It's not that big of a deal. But it is a big deal. I still feel bad. Oh gosh. Alright, if you really want to. The stranger grins, pushing their glasses up their nose. Okay, sick. What's he getting for me? It's only a little while longer until you and your stranger get to the register. And it's there. You once again find Brulky. She turns to the person next to you first. Hi again, Artemis. Good to see ya. The stranger, Artemis, you suppose, smiles softly. Hey. Brulky turns to you next, grinning from ear to ear. How's it going? It's good. Just ready to get some work in today. You and me both. Lucky for me, I only have 2 more hours of the shift left. Yeah, well, hope it goes well. Me too. You two know each other? There's a weird silence after Brulky's chipper question. Artemis seems embarrassed. Not really. Brulky simply nods at the non-answer you give her. She probably gets stuff like this a lot. Cool. Well, what can I get for you today? I'll get a medium black iced coffee with a couple shakes of cinnamon. Brulky keeps nodding as she punches this into the register, a knowing smile on her face. So, your usual? Once again, Artemis blushes, self-conscious. Based on what you're witnessing right now, you assume that Artemis is probably here as much as you are, but they're just wise enough to be sheepish about it. Yeah, my usual. Awesome. For you, Lionel. Ooh, let's see. Americano, hot mint tea, vanilla iced coffee, cold brew with cream, or flat white. I guess I'll go for a cold brew with cream. Cold brew with cream? Good choice. It's pretty popular right now. They'll be 805. Wait, are you paying together or separate? There's a pause, then Artemis speaks up, pulling their wallet out of their back pocket. Together. Brulky goes back to nodding, then pushes a couple more buttons to finish out the order. You watch Artemis pay. Thank you. Artemis smiles a little. No problem. They'll be at the end for you guys in a bit. Thank you. The both of you move to the end of the counter to wait for your drinks. It's quiet between the both of you again. To be fair, you don't think there's very much for you guys to be talking about anyway. So, Lionel, is it? Look up at them at the sound of your name on their tongue. And then you realize how much taller they are than you. They have a couple inches on you for sure. Kind of intimidating. Yeah, that's it. And you're Artemis. They blush again. Okay, not so intimidating. Yeah, I'm Artemis. They stick out their hand, clearly trying their best not to be stiff. You look down at their hand. Their nails are painted with chipped black polish. Ooh, oh my god. Fist bump, they're open, palm. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. You lightly angle your fist into their palm instead of shaking their hand. They stare at you. You can't help but start a laugh, which makes them crack a smile after a beat. What the heck did you just do? I gave you a fist bump. Duh. That's not what I... Whatever they were gonna say is lost when they start to laugh too. They shake their head. Fluffy black hair swishing around their face as they do. They're still snickering. Okay, hold on. Let's try that again. They make a fist, holding it out for you to bump. You knock your knuckles against theirs, and both of you dissolve into laughter. It's only a bit longer until the barista working on the espresso bar calls out your name and slides 2 drinks onto the handoff counter. I got a cold brew with cream for Lionel and black iced coffee with cinnamon for Artemis on the bar. That's us. Before you even think to move, Artemis is already going up to get your drinks, shuffling over the counter and picking them both up. You want to get me wet again, Artemis? They bring them back to you, handing you your drink. You take it from them carefully. Thank you. No problem. You linger there for a moment for Artemis, watching them sip at their coffee contentedly. You hear a phone buzz and almost go to check to see if it's yours, but Artemis hums and pulls their phone out of their back pocket and takes a peek at it. Their red eyes widen. Oh, I gotta go. Important business. You laugh and they smile at you a little. I'm sure I'll see you around. I'm here way too much. You'll definitely see me around. I get to see the moth dude so much more. Oh my god, I love it. Ah! Well, it was nice to meet you. They're already starting to walk away, lifting your hand in farewell. Nice to meet you too. See you around, Lionel. You watch them stride out of the coffee shop, the fine dust from their wings trailing after them. They walk down the sidewalk, tapping away on their phone on one hand and holding their coffee in the other. You look after them until you can't see them out the coffee shop window anymore. What an interesting person. They're weird, but it's kind of refreshing. After your whole coffee adventure, you're still carrying all of your things. It's not as busy in here, so you might as well go ahead and find yourself a seat. Lucky for you, the corner that you always like to sit in is empty now. You walk over there and begin to set up camp. Take out all of your things. Once you're finally seated, you take a sip of your drink. It's delicious. You open your laptop up and get ready to work. You can feel it. Today's gonna be productive. After a fruitful week of work, you have $8 to add to your spending fund. You now have 14. Oh, sweet, I got more money. It's a Saturday night. Your friend Odina has invited you on a night out, which is something you haven't done in a very, very long time. You think that she probably has suspected as such, which is why she had asked, and if you're honest, you're quite grateful that she did. You've been working yourself to the bone lately. You're ready to just relax and take some time to de-stress after all the work you've been doing. Odina's sitting on your bed right now, watch you struggle to pick an outfit for your night out. Lionel, come on, it's just live music and webs. No need to get all fancy. You gesture at Odina's very cute outfit with a bit of exaggeration. She's reclining lazily as if she hasn't just told you about the agonizing process that had been picking out her outfit. I, at least, have to look as good as you do. We have to be on the same level. You'll look fine with whatever you pick. Trust me. You just need to hurry it up because we have to leave soon if we're gonna get there in time. You sigh deeply. Alright, fine. You've got 3 outfits lined up next to Odina's sprawled out figure. She's already given you her approval on all of them, so all you have to do is the hard part. Picking which one is the actual one you want to put on. Ooh, the first outfit is an oversized wheat-colored t-shirt paired with a rosy pink sweatpants. It's paired with a trusty pair of combat boots. It has a relaxed, chill look. Oh my god, I love this dress. Oh. The second outfit consists of a poppy orange velvet mock neck short sleeve under a grey corduroy strapped button-up dress. There's a fluffy petticoat under the dress, and you'll be wearing stockings and platform Mary Janes as well. My god, I love that. I really love this. This outfit has a bit of a casual Japanese Lolita vibe. The third outfit has a violet short sleeve coupled with sage white leg jeans. You have a matching oversized violet button-up over and chunky green sneakers to finish it off. This look is bold but comfy. Which would you like to wear? I'm gonna go for the middle one, because heck yeah. You pick the second outfit. If you're gonna make an effort to look cute, you might as well go all the way. This outfit will be sure to turn some heads. You and Odina will definitely be the most attractive in webs tonight, whether that was a goal of yours or not. You picked a good fit. Now put it on so we can get going. If we show up late because you didn't decide what to wear, I will destroy you. God, I'm putting it on. Give me a moment. You begin to strip down. Odina respectfully averts her eyes to the ceiling. The two of you are pretty comfortable with each other, so you don't mind undressing in front of her, but you still appreciate the fact that she never ogles you while you're changing clothes. You've known each other for quite a while, and you don't think it would be that big of a deal if she watched you change, but the sentiment is still nice. It's nice to know that she respects you and your body. You get dressed relatively quickly. You cross the room to your dresser to put on some accessories before letting Odina know that you're finally ready to leave. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. About time. Ah, shut up. Odina hops up from your bed and smooths out the non-existent wrinkles in her crop top. She follows you out of your bedroom, turning the lights off as she exits, and is close to your heels as you go out the door. Odina's shoes, as well as the shoes you own, are arranged by the front door, so you take your time to locate the ones that go with your outfit, much to Odina's chagrin. You put them on, grab your keys, phone and wallet, and get ready to leave your apartment with Odina right behind you. It's only a 15-minute walk to Webb's. It's a route you know well. You weave through the streets with practiced ease. Odina's not from this part of town, even though she suggested this outing, so she has to stick pretty close to you to prevent you two from getting separated. The fall air is crisp against your skin. The sun is just starting to set, dipping low on the horizon and painting the sky in vibrant hues and oranges. The street lights are turning on, and the roads you know so well feel so much cozier. Odina starts talking about something that happened to her at work today. The walk passes by quickly. The both of you make it to Webb's with little ceremony. It's a bit crowded on the inside, what with the live music and all. And there's a decent amount of people smiling about as the musicians get set up for the night. You're actually not sure what kind of music is going to be played tonight. Odina had insisted the night have some sort of surprise element. She's funny like that. We're excited to see what's in store for you. On the far end of the coffee shop is a live music setup. It seems pretty robust. It looks like a band is playing tonight rather than just an individual artist. There's a merch table to the left of it, and the tables and chairs have been moved around to give space for all the people standing around. The coffee bar is in full swing. If you want it, you could get a drink before the music starts. Odina's already looking around for people that she knows aside from you, and she always seems to know everyone, so you could talk to her as well before she dips on you to explore for a little bit. You could also find a seat. It seems people are starting to settle down as the music is supposed to begin in the next half hour. What do you want to do first? I only have $14 to my name. I will talk to Odina. Odina hasn't left your side yet, so you turn to her as you both watch the band set up. How did you find out about this place in the first place? I didn't peg you as the type to see live music in coffee shops. What? I love live music in coffee shops. You know, I tend to go to concerts of bigger artists more often, but smaller things are cute too, you know? Plus, I know you like this coffee shop, so I figured that we will make a night out of it. I'm really happy that you thought of me. I can't believe you remember that this is my favorite coffee shop though. Odina laughs then, loud and sweet. She always laughs from her belly. Are you kidding? It's the only coffee shop I ever see you go. You're posting pictures of your drinks on your flash pics all the time. It's hard to miss. You flush without meaning to, suddenly sheepish. Okay, but in my defense, I can't ever concentrate on my work when I'm at home. I have to be out, and this just so happens to be the best place to work at. There are like 3 other coffee shops in the neighborhood, Lionel. This one's the best. That's debatable. There's one right by my salon that has absolutely killer hazelnut macchiatos. Now, maybe if you had a car, you could come to that one and visit me while you're in the area. Gods, you know how I feel about driving. Yeah. I know it's not economical, and you can get into a car accident. She's snickering as she says it, making quotes with her fingers. You know she means it lightly, but you can't help but laugh along with her. Accidents are scary. If I'm on a bus or in a rideshare, at least I'm not the one getting in the accident. It just makes sense to swear driving off forever. But how are you gonna get a manicure from me? Rideshares are expensive, and the bus takes like an hour to get to my part of the city. You have to come in before my bookings are closed for the month, babe. An hour really isn't that long. Oh my god, for you maybe. Besides, you could just give me a quick manicure when we get back to my place. I'm sure I have whatever you brought over last time under my bathroom sink. Odina looks absolutely thrilled at the statement. She claps her hands together and grins from ear to ear. Yes, we have to do this. A new episode of Midwest Singles is also out tonight. We've got to watch it. Sure, Dina, whatever you want to do. That's what I like to hear. Okay, but now I need to use the ladies' room, so I'll see you in a bit, yeah? Sure, we'll see you in a minute. I'm gonna go find a seat. Might as well go ahead and find somewhere to sit before all the seats got taken up. You find Odina and ask her to help pick a place to sit. Odina helps you find a seat further away from the stage, which is just a slightly raised part of the floor. The seats are sort of in a corner, but you're still able to see everything. There aren't as many people here as there are closer to where the band is, so it's nice. You kind of have this area to yourself. You and Odina share some small talk as time ticks closer to the beginning of the show. You and Odina sit and chat for about 10 minutes. Then you hear a check begin to start. Oh my gosh, it's starting! You direct your attention over to the small stage. There's someone standing by a keyboard and drum pad. There's someone else tuning a bass guitar. You're so distracted by dissonant sounds for a moment that you almost don't realize that Artemis steps onto the stage with a guitar slung over them, tapping on the mic on the grill. Oh! Hey guys! Thanks for coming out tonight! What? What are you holy pooing about? Yeah, I'm sure you all know by now that we're Point Pleasant and we're about to play a couple of songs from a new EP, Sarah. I know them! Oh my god, no you don't! Yeah, I do, I swear, we met here. They spilled iced coffee all over me. I'm Artemis. I play the guitar, I'm the lead singer. Kolia's on bass and does back vocals. Hi everyone. Oh, hello, Snake Lady. And we got Kura on the keys and drums. Although our drums are in a little electronic device for tonight. Hey, if it works, it works. Wow. Well, I almost wish I would have told you about them beforehand because I'm sure I missed out on some gossip. There's not really much to say. We only met twice. And with that, enjoy the show. There's a decent smattering of applause. Whatever Odina was gonna say next never leaves her mouth because Artemis is turning around to their bandmates to say something, and then the music starts up crisp and clear. The music has a big alternative pop feel, full of catchy key riffs and gritty bass lines. Artemis has quite the singing voice. You're not really sure what they sing about in most of the songs that they play, but the way Kolia's tender voice underlays theirs at certain parts of the song almost gives you chills. Before you know it, it's already over. It was a 30-minute set, but it felt like 10. People are already sitting to filter out of webs from both the front door and the back patio. And there's a decent cluster of people up by the stage and the merch table. If you want, you can check out the merch table and see what they've got. Odina also looks like she's got a bunch of things to say, so you can talk to her too if you feel like. Alternatively, Artemis is talking amongst people up by the stage, so you can say a thing or two to them. I'm gonna talk to Artemis. You decide to say hi to Artemis, which you hope isn't awkward considering you've only ever encountered them twice, and both of those times have been in the past week. They're sitting on top of the table near the stage, talking to some other people, but it sounds like the conversation is nearly over. You hear Artemis say goodbye to whoever they're talking to, and those people start walking away. Now's your chance. It's time to pounce on Artemis. Oh yes! You hesitate for a moment before going over. Artemis is sitting there, swinging their legs and staring off into space, humming along to whatever music is currently playing over the speakers. Hey, Artemis! Artemis startles and looks around for a bit. Then their gaze settles on you. Their red eyes are bright behind their glasses. A small smile stretches across their lips when they recognize you. Oh, hey, Lionel, right? Yeah, that's me. Wow, I wasn't expecting to see you here tonight. Well, I did say that I'm around here way too much. Artemis laughs at that. They swing their legs a couple more times, then hop down from their seat at the table in front of you. So did I. I'm glad you came though. I can definitely say I'm pleasantly surprised. What'd you think of the show? Their eyes gleam when they ask this. It looks like they genuinely want to know what you thought about their performance tonight. You smile. It was really good. You can sing for sure. Artemis blushes a deep scarlet and tugs on a lock of hair that had fallen onto their forehead. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Do you play a lot of shows? Now that I'm looking at you, you do seem like the type to have a band. If possible, Artemis seems to grow even more bashful. Do I really? The band's sort of a new thing. Just a little side gig while the three of us try to figure out the rest of our lives. This is our 6th show, but the other 5 were in house parties, so I don't think those count. Nah, they totally count. If people are watching, I definitely think it counts as a concert. Yeah, I guess so. Kolia is trying to arrange for us to play some bigger shows soon, but apparently it's hard to get into contact with serious venues when we're such a small group. Sounds like Kolia is the ringleader of the band, even though Artemis is the lead singer. The more you hear about her, the more you get convinced that she's the one running the whole operation. Artemis is still talking, their gaze drifting up to the ceiling thoughtfully. I suppose I wouldn't be mad if we just kept playing at house parties and coffee shops, since the band is a little side thing anyway. I don't really have much going on in my life, so it'll be cool to see where this thing goes, you know? Artemis fixes their eyes on you then, and it kind of startles you. You're paying attention to what they were saying, and now you forgot what you were going to say. It's just weird to think about my life in the grand scheme of things. It would be cool to have this as a big part of my life, but at the same time, there's so many other things that I want to explore. Does that make sense? I feel like that doesn't make any sense. There's a pause. Artemis seems to realize that they're rambling now. They begin to blush again, and they look quickly away. My bad. I'm not really sure why I'm telling you this. It's okay. I think what you said made sense. You're a really interesting person. You know that, right? I get it. I feel the same way. You're a really interesting person. You know that, right? I'll go for that. Artemis opens her mouth to speak, but then doesn't. There's another beat of silence. You're starting to feel like you made it awkward, but then Artemis kind of smiles, tugging on that piece of hair again. You think so? No one's ever told me that before. You take a moment to choose your words before speaking. Yeah, I think so. Never met anyone in a band before, so I think you've defaulted to really interesting regardless of what we talk about. Artemis snorts a little. They tilt their head and look at you in a sort of way that sort of makes your cheeks heat. There's a pause, then they smile. It's a soft one. Yeah, I'll try my best to be interesting from now on. It's quite an expectation to live up to. It's a moment before you realize that Artemis is implying you'll see more of each other. Oh my god, are we? Are we? Realizing there's no way you won't, considering how the both of you haunt webs like apparitions with unfinished business. There's a very comforting silence between the two of you for a moment. Then Artemis speaks again. You know, maybe we should hang out sometimes. You seem cool. Well, I'll try my best. Artemis goes back to tugging on that lock of hair resting on their forehead. Do you have Flashback? It takes you a moment to realize that they're asking you for your Flashback account in order to get into contact with you later, to theoretically hang out. You haven't given someone your Flashback handle in ages. You kind of feel bad at checking it, but you can always make a new effort. Or you can give Artemis your number, which you're more likely to check, but that feels way too personal, especially considering that you've known Artemis for all of 3 conversations. What do you want to do? I will give Artemis my phone number. I have Flashback, but I literally only check it once every 3 weeks. You can have my phone number instead if you want it. Artemis kind of stares at you for a second, then their brows raise and they seem to register what you're saying. The mouth forms a little O and suddenly they're digging around in their pockets for a piece of paper, probably. You could just give me your number, you know. Artemis pauses, then nods. You're right. Besides, I never carry scraps of paper in my pockets, so I'm not even sure why I'm looking. You laugh a bit, then take your phone out of your back pocket to hand Artemis once you've unlocked it, and open a new contact. They type away at your phone for a second and hand it back to you. Artemis Scarberry, the contact reads. There are numbers under it, so you quickly shoot them a text saying that it's you. Sent you a text. Don't forget to message me back, alright? I won't. Promise. Kuro has my phone, but when I get back from him, I will. You put your phone back in your pocket, and you and Artemis exchange a little more small talk before Odina comes bounding over, her hair wave around her. Lionel, there you are. You turn from Artemis, shooting them something like an apologetic glance. Artemis smiles and shrugs. Sorry to interrupt, but if we don't leave now, we're going to miss the premiere of the new Midwest Singles episode. There's a pause, then Artemis starts to laugh. They try to hide it, but not trying very well. Don't laugh. Midwest Singles is actually pretty good. Just that statement sounds ridiculous. You begin to laugh too. Odina stands there, staring at the both of you, then shakes her head with her lips quirked up. Okay, fun's over. Say goodbye to your new bestie, because I've got to see who Kiana ends up choosing tonight. Odina comes over and places her hand protectively on your arm, and then almost sends you into another fit of laughter. I guess this is it, Artemis. Don't be so dramatic. Yeah, I'll see you later. I'll be here, as always. As always, don't forget to message me back. Odina is already beginning to drag you away. Artemis waves, grinning. You wave back. I won't. Oh my god. I love this so much. Odina spends the entire walk home chatting your ear off about her Midwest Singles theory. You're not that big of a fan of MWS, but Odina often gets you to watch the episodes with her, so most of what you know about it is because of her. She's talking about something regarding Kiana and her latest feud with fellow castmate Kathleen. Apparently, the two of them are flirting over this guy named Peter. It goes over your head. You missed this episode, but Odina is determined to catch up on all the current MWS drama. After working hard this week, you have $23 to add to your spending fund. You now have $37. Holy heck! We have money! You and Artemis have been texting on and off all week. They're a really cool person. Kind of awkward and stilted at times, but they always have a lot to say. And a lot to do, apparently. It honestly feels like they have hundreds of hobbies that preoccupy them. You're not even particularly sure if they have a job or not. You often hear about them being roped into things with Kuro and Kolia, about them and their new jigsaw puzzle fascination, about them going to town with a camera. They can do so many things. It's almost hard to keep up with all of them. Your schedule and their schedule are on opposite ends because of this. They're always up doing things at ungodly hours of the night, while you're trying your best to be productive during the day. Despite this, the both of you managed to arrange a time to get lunch. This is exciting for you. You haven't really hung out with anyone new in a very long time. The last person you became friends with was Odina, and she's taken up all of your time since you first met. Not that you're complaining though, so you think it's going to be fun to get to know a little more about Artemis. The two of you plan to meet at Webb's just a little after afternoon, then go to this vegetarian restaurant Artemis suggested to pick up food. There was talk of you two eating at the park, but you're not exactly sure if that's happening or not. It's a really nice day to go out today, so you don't think you mind if Artemis brings it up again. You're sitting in webs, waiting for Artemis to show up. You're scrolling through your social media feeds, but the smell of coffee coming from the espresso bar is kind of tempting. You could go and get yourself a coffee if you want, but you're also getting food later. Ooh, yeah, I don't need it. I can power through this. Yeah, you gotta get food anyway. Might as well save your money while you're ahead. You can always get coffee later, especially since you're around here so often. Artemis shows up 5 minutes later, breezy up into the coffee shop with that ever-present trail of wing dust floating behind them. Lionel, hey, sorry for being late. Yeah, not that late. I've only been waiting here for like 10 minutes. You stand up. Artemis looks down at you. You always forget how short you feel next to them. All of their height is in their legs and makes you feel rather small despite your best efforts. Okay, so where are we going? The both of you begin to head out. Brulky is out at the cafe, wiping down some tables, and both you and Artemis wave goodbye at her as you walk out of the building. She waves back. The autumn air is crisp and cool when you step outside. The sun is shining in full force, only occasionally obscured by puffy clouds drifting around in the sky. It's perfect weather for walking. The restaurant is called Cilantro. It's only a couple blocks away. Hopefully you're not averse to walking. I walk most places, so it's cool with me. I don't have a car, you know. Artemis looks at you for a second, then grins a little. Me neither. Never learned to drive either. Yeah. Never learned to drive? I know. I'm like, grown. You think that I would know how, but I honestly don't see the point or appeal. Plus, I don't think I can be trusted behind the wheel. You laugh. You're trying to keep up with Artemis as they walk. Their legs are long, so in their stride, you're almost struggling to walk alongside them. At least you're aware of it, right? I'm proud of myself. They're obviously joking because the smile that tugs on their lips then is so crooked and dorky that you can't help but smile a bit yourself. I'm proud of you too. Big steps. How about you? Why don't you have a car? I can't drive either. I never really saw the need. I can't really afford a car. I'll be honest here, I can't afford a car. I know how to drive, but money is too tight to invest in something like that. Oh no. Yeah, I totally get it. A car is a really big expense. You got gas, insurance, maintenance. It's way too much. Easier just to spend it on coffee, you know? The way they grin at you then has the corner of your eyes twitching up. Yeah, way easier. The small talk you and Artemis share as you walk to the restaurant is comfortable. They're really easy to talk to, which is awesome. You're just glad that the awkwardness that typically comes with hanging out with people for the first couple of times isn't there. Artemis talks to you like they've known you for years. Okay, so the restaurant is just on the right here. The two of you turn to the corner and cross the street. Then Artemis skips in front of you and leads you to the storefront. They hold the door open for you. They usher you in with an excited wave of their hand. Thank you. You're welcome. The restaurant is a bit chilly inside, and you feel goosebumps begin to break out on your arms. Aside from the temperature, the establishment seems pretty empty at this time of day. There is only one person ordering at a counter, and the other 3 employees out on the floor are just milling about talking to each other. It's a cute place though, all decorated in whites and blacks and browns. Pop music softly plays over the speakers. Okay, I know it doesn't look like much, but I swear, this is one of the best places in town. I trust you. If it's bad though, I'm gonna hold it against you for the rest of our lives. Artemis laughs, then their eyes squinting into crescent moons. Sure. I hope that's not gonna be the case. You know it won't be, since you're not very picky when it comes to food, but it's still fun to tease them. The two of you hop in line. The person in front of you is still ordering, so it gives you a chance to look over the menu before deciding what you want to get. These have a lot of different options, but a couple of choices stand out to you. What do you want to get? Ooh, Chipotle mayo veggie burger, mushroom pesto pasta, cilantro lime rice and black beans. I'm gonna get whatever Artemis is getting. I mean, for a second there, honestly, I thought this icon was just straight up order Artemis, but hey, let's just get whatever they're getting. I don't know what to get. What are you getting? Artemis gazes down at you. It looks like they weren't expecting you to ask. They shift their eyes back to the menu. Oh, I always get the same thing whenever I come here. It's this huge loaded salad with apples, tomatoes, spring mix, cucumbers, carrots. It's pretty good. I'll get that too then. Oh yeah, good choice. Just as you decide what you want to get, you're up next at the register. Hey, what can I get for you today? I'm gonna get the loaded salad, please. The cashier nods, then punches some things onto the register screen. They look at you, then slide their gaze over at Artemis, who's standing right next to you. You guys together? You always forget that people ask this question. Oh my gosh. I'll pay for my own meal. No, we're not together. The cashier nods their head again, then taps on a couple more things on the screen before looking back up at you. Okay, that's gonna be $12. You can put your card and reader down there when the screen changes. You finish the transaction, and the cashier hands you your receipt. You stand to the side, and Artemis takes your place in front of the register. They order, pay, and before you know it, you're sitting down in one of the booths, waiting for the food to come out. You and Artemis once again make small talk the next 15 minutes as you wait for the food to be ready. Artemis is in the middle of rambling on about some sort of collection they've impulsively started when one of the employees behind the counter calls out to you. You and Artemis are the only ones in the restaurant right now. Hey guys, I've got your stuff packed up at the counter when you're ready. Artemis springs to their feet so quickly that their glasses slide to the tip of their nose. You're closely behind them as they go over to the counter and peek inside the paper bag. Oh my god, it smells so good in here. Let's go before I become absolutely insane looking at everything. Yeah, alright, let's go then. Artemis looks up at the employees behind the counter. Thank you. Thanks, guys. You two have a good one. Artemis hoists the bags in their arms and steps in front of you to push the door open for you with their back. You softly thank them as you pass through, and they nod their head at you with a smile. The two of you sort of stand outside the restaurant aimlessly for a second. So, where to now? Well, I'm hungry. There's another pause. You want to go to the park? Remember you saying something about the park over text? Oh yeah, I did say something about a park, didn't I? It's not too far from here, is it? Nah, I think it's only like 2.5 blocks. It's close enough. Artemis takes a moment to mull this over. They don't mull for very long because shortly after you finish speaking, they're already shaking their head yes emphatically. Okay, let's go. I'm sure you can find a place to sit down at the park. After a couple of long seconds, Artemis starts up again about the collection they've been talking about inside the restaurant. They've been trying to collect nickels for some reason. Nickels from every year they can find. Listen to them carefully as you can, as you direct the both of you to the park. With how fast Artemis walks and with you desperately trying to catch up, despite the fact that you're the one leading the way, you two arrive at the park in no time. You enter from one of the more secluded side entrances, so there aren't as many people as there typically would be. You're trekking on a thin path through a thick cluster of trees. You can hear the food bumping around inside the bag Artemis is carrying. They've stopped talking now, just observing the lush greenery surrounding you as the both of you walk alongside the worn trail. The trees open up into a clearing that's dotted with several unoccupied park benches. It's quiet and no one's here except for the two of you. The birds are singing, the trees surrounding the clearing, the sky is bright and blue above you. You don't realize that Artemis is standing in the middle of the path until you've already seated yourself at one of the park benches. You expect him to be right behind you, but when you look back, Artemis is just looking around with a bag of food in their arms, taking everything in. You good? Artemis seems to take a second to register what you said. Yeah, I'm good. I just don't think I've ever been here. It's really pretty. They're walking over now, their long legs carrying them over much faster than yours ever could. It is. If it wasn't so far away from my place, I would be here all the time. It's always so quiet. Not many people are ever on this side of the park. I like it. We should come here again. You find yourself liking the way they say that. You smile, then pat the spot across from you at the table. Come sit. They do, setting down the bag in their arms and beginning to take out what's inside. They hand you the container that holds your food, then set some plastic utensils and napkins on top of the lid. Thank you. Artemis hums in response. They take their food out as well, then fold the empty bag down and tuck it under the container. You assume they do this so that a stray breeze doesn't carry it away if one passes through the clearing. The two of you begin to eat in silence. The loaded salad you got is absolutely delicious and really filling too. You didn't know just how hungry you actually were. After a bit, Artemis speaks. It's good? It's really good. Thank you so much. No problem. I'm just really happy you like the place I picked. There's another content silence. The both of you are chewing. You know, I feel like we don't know much about each other. This has you pausing. You slowly finish chewing, then swallow before speaking. Yeah? Yeah, so let's play a game. A game? Yeah. You ask me some questions and then I'll ask you some questions. Just to get to know each other a little better. Huh. Okay, sounds like a good game. I have to think about what I want to ask you first though. Take your time. What do you want to ask Artemis? Oh my gosh, the band, latest hobby, their family, about the town, what they do for a living. I'll ask, what they like about the town. Yeah, the town's alright, I think. It's not huge, but it's not as tiny as it is where I'm from, which is nice. I grew up in a small town, which is like bigger than a small town, but I don't think I would consider it to be a city. It's a nice, comfortable size, but I think maybe someday I want to get out of here. They're quiet for a moment, setting their fork down. I'm kind of tired of towns, you know? Everyone seems to know everyone here, and I think I kind of don't like that. Sometimes I think that maybe I'll want to move out of here and go somewhere where no one knows who I am, where I can like start over, but there's so many people that I care about here. I don't think I could just leave like that. They shrug and pick their fork back up, stabbing a couple lettuce leaves in their salad. I don't know. I like it here, but at the same time, I don't. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, so I can ask them anything, so I'll ask about the band. The band? That's a good question. Man, well, to be honest, it was all Kolia's idea. The more you hear about Kolia, the more you suspect that nearly everything is her idea. All three of us already knew how to play instruments, you know? It just happened that Kolia was like, oh yeah, guys, let's just start a band for like fun. They laugh and shake their head, apparently recalling the situation. And there's one thing you never do with Kolia, and that's say no to her. Kuro has always been weak-willed, so he was the first one to say yes, and I figured that it wouldn't hurt to try it out. Artemis pushes a forkful of salad into their mouth and spends a moment chewing thoughtfully. They point their fork at you when they swallowed. So far, it hasn't been bad at all. Kuro and I mostly go along with whatever Kolia says. She arranges the venues and the parties, and we go along with it. I love her to death, but even more so because I know for a fact Kuro and I would never be able to do half the stuff she does. It's only like a small thing the three of us do for fun and all. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but I'm enjoying it for now, and I think that's the most important thing. What's your latest hobby? Artemis laughs out loud when you ask them this. They plop their cheek into the palm of their hand, the expression soft. God, you know I have a cajillion hobbies. Yeah, I do know that. Damn, this is a good question. Well, I was telling you about my new coin collection. It's kind of a mess, but I brought one of those coin collector books. This is so dorky to talk about. The two of you share a laugh. Artemis tries to hide their face with their hand. No, keep talking. I'm interested. Okay, it's really hard to collect coins. Seems easy, right? Like, all you do is find coins and put them in the coin collector book. I literally just pick nickels out of my change at the store or whatever, and then like organize them by mint date in the book. But I always have to stop myself from popping the coins out and using them to pay for bus fares. Oh my god, it's Artemis! I've already done it a couple of times. My impulse control is non-existent. I think I need to find a new hobby. What about your family? Artemis doesn't answer for a while after you ask this. You're kind of starting to panic once the silence stretches for a little too long. But then Artemis speaks. I mean, they're my family. On second thought, this was probably a bad question to ask. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. Artemis shakes her head, shrugs. They moved a half cherry tomato around in their salad with their fork. It's okay. You get a feeling that it's not exactly okay. Oh no. You'll make a mental note not to talk about this unless they bring it up. Do you want me to change the subject? There's a pause that lasts a bit, then Artemis nods. Thank you. What do you do for a living? Okay, this is embarrassing because I actually don't do anything. Holy, how are you surviving? Artemis' cheeks flush. They look up at the sky instead of looking at you. I'm really not sure. I do odd jobs and favors sometimes, like I'll pay my neighbor's siding or mow a lawn or something, but sometimes I'll help out at the library. It's more like a volunteer thing, but one of the ladies that work there really likes me for some reason and puts me on payroll even though I work maybe like twice a week for 4 hours at a time. I live with 2 other people, so we're splitting rent anyway, but to be honest, I'm just coasting. Color me impressed. Don't say it like that. I feel like a freeloader. They're kind of smiling when they say it, so you suppose you didn't embarrass them too much by asking. I guess we're done with questions today. Okay, my turn. I only have one question. Only one? Artemis leans across the table towards you, the expression conspiratorial, like they're about to tell you a secret. Yeah, it's a pretty critical question though. You're gonna have to think really hard for the question. Okay, what's the question? My band's gonna be playing at a party later this week. You wanna come? Yes! I would love to come. Any apprehension that was hidden in Artemis's face suddenly disappears as they brighten. Wait, really? Did you think I would say no? No, well, I don't know. I'm gonna come, so you don't have to worry about it. Artemis' cheeks go to a shade of red. They smile at you, obviously a bit sheepish. They draw a random shape on a table surface with their finger. I'll see you there then. I'll text you the info. You smile back at them, then continue eating. Artemis watches you do so for a second, then dips their head to hide the smile on their face. The two of you eat in comfortable silence, the sun shining down pleasantly on you. My god. This was an absolutely cozy visual novel, and I absolutely adore it. But I think that's all the time we have today. So thank you all so much for watching. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know in the comments below. Heck, I would be really excited to see more of Artemis real soon. But anyway, I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lionel, signing off. Ciao.